Yeah, dog. Thomas G here once again with another cryptocurrency video for you guys. Welcome to the channel. Don't forget to smash the like button, drop a comment. Notice, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. For damn sure, not a professional. This is cryptocurrency. You could get wrecked, so you got to do your research. And don't ever allow a social media influencer on any social media platform to influence you when it comes to crypto, because you could get wrecked, lose it all, code goes bad, you name it. Now, I'm going to talk about what I think is the biggest opportunity of a lifetime for me all over again. It might be for you too, personally as well. For me personally, it is. For you, it might be as well. And it's history repeating itself here is what I'm going to address and what I'm going to show. And for me, in cryptocurrency, I bought my first home ever in the middle of 2021. Okay. And that was thanks to the investment that I made in Pancake Token, right? Cake Token. So, long story short, I find out about the Binance Smart Chain network. I'm in DeFi. I'm doing DeFi on Ethereum. I'm doing DeFi on Tron. Tron is where a DeFi refugee comes from Ethereum to play on decentralized apps at lower gas fees, and found an opportunity to make a lot of money in Tron utilizing DeFi. I discover and hear that this Pancake Swap exchange had launched, right? And that it had a cake token, and it had other tokens that were out as well, that were early on. But I was like, this cake token, cake, pancake, syrup. I was like, what's going on here? So I start buying this token because my buddy's like, listen, man, you're in DeFi, right? You're doing all this stuff on Tron. Like, this is gonna be the Binance Smart Chain Network. This is gonna be big. This is where it's gonna be massive. And I'm like, why? He simply tells me because, well, Binance Smart Chain's built on Ethereum. It's like a layer of it. So I was like, what are you talking about, a layer of it? Like, yeah, you can plug it in through MetaMask. You don't need a Tron wallet. You can do it all through MetaMask and switch networks and RPCs and all this stuff. And I was like, okay. So I figured out how to do it, and I started buying Cake Token at 33 cents. Now, remember, jumping back to the biggest opportunity that I think for me right now that's repeating itself happens to be 9-inch exchanges BBC token, right? BBC token. Big bonus coin. This is what I believe is going to be the next big lifetime changing opportunity for myself. In relation to cake, right? I'm there early. I'm buying a cake token. And I discover on cake token, this cake token that I have, that I can go into the Pancake Swap and I can start providing liquidity and farming cake with my BNB token. Now, I started buying BNB token as well because I'm on the network. He's like, buy BNB, you're going to need it for gas, but also buy a BNB to hold it. And then farm it, cake and BNB, so that you can earn more cake token. And I was looking at this and I was going, these APRs are crazy, bro. There's like no liquidity. So the APRs were crazy. So I come out fresh with like 75 grand and I'm buying cake token, farming, buying BNB. Had a huge position. I was making like at the highest, it was like $2,500 a day. And then I started making videos talking about it. Anybody will tell you I was early. Like, I was one of the first YouTubers on one of my old channels to talk about it. And then people started joining, and the network blew up like within a month. I was making $2,500 a day, then 1,800, and I was steady at 1,500 for a while, stacking up the cake token. This cake token is exactly what on Pulsechain when it launched is ink token, right? So anyways, I'm in early here, and then 4 months passes by, right? I'm here in November buying it, December, several months pass by, and I have like 450,000 cake, right? I bought a lot under $1, but I farmed a lot too. This bad boy goes over 10 bucks. I start selling. Percentage of my portfolio goes to 20 bucks. I start selling. I didn't catch the 40, caught some at 30, had some, and then, I have bags that are still farming. And at that time, if I'm looking at the price of Bitcoin, when I'm buying Pancake Swap token, Cake token, Bitcoin, during that time, right before we went into 2021, you'll see here, back when I was buying BNB, back when I was buying Cake token early, $30 BNB, $20,000 Bitcoin. And it went parabolic in the same amount of time. Bitcoin went to $58,000, dropped back down to 40, back up, dropped back up, and you see the story here. So we're here at this point. But it just went, Bitcoin took the market, doubled up, tripled up from 20,000 to 60. And that's when I was like, whoa, dude, like I'm in a bull run, or what's going on here, right? And you would look at BNB during the same time. Like I said, when I was buying Cake, it was $28, $30 BNB token. Takes off with Bitcoin. So, are we in a bull market? I think we're on the verge. Pulsechain launches, INC token. Just like Cake token is. But if you look at the tokenomics of Cake token, it's $2.53. I got in below $1, $33.53. Even at this point, 3 years later, it's $2.53. Now you farm it. It's an inflationary token. So if you look at the tokenomics today, the supply is way different, right? There is right now in circulation like 1.6 billion Cake tokens. You look at the holders list outside of what people are what's in a smart contract. You'll see right here is like a Binance smart contract. This person has 4.5 million Cake tokens, right? So I'm selling Cake, cash out, pay the taxes, buy a house. I was happy. Farming still, like to this day, because I had a lot. I sold a large percentage, kept a small percentage. Still yield farming. People do that. Still making gains. Pulsechain launches. We have INC token. INC token blast off right away because people already know what happened with Cake token. The expectations are there. Like, oh, Cake token early on, this is the play. Crashes down to where it's at today. The best thing you could have done is buy this dip all the way from the launch of Pulsechain, which launches in the middle of a bear, whatever you want to call it. Going into this past year, we're coming out of the bear market, and opportunity's been there, but the percentages to farm have been crazy, just like the percentages to farm early on were crazy here on Pancake Swap. Inflationary token, right? Where I'm sitting here going, how am I making so much Cake, and why does it keep going up when I'm making this much Cake? I didn't understand why the APRs were so high. Like, it's like I'm printing money. Like, how is this possible? They're making more tokens, but they're going up in value because DeFi was hot, right? What's happening right now, what you're going to see is when we go into a bull market, DeFi is going to be hot again, but the gas fees on Ethereum are going to be crazy. So they're going to be floating to Pulsechain, and they're going to go where the yield farming's at and where these incentive tokens. So incentive tokens, and we're going to get to BBC. BBC's the play. BBC's the play. Stay with me. We got the INC token. We look at the tokenomics here, right? Price of INC's $2.96. It's just about the price of Cake token, which has 1.6 billion tokens in supply out there. Still has their APR farms. They're almost the same price, but this token only has 30.6 million INC in circulation right now. Another inflationary token, and it's gone up. It went up to like $9, dropped back down in recent months, back in March, and I think it'll build back up, right? Just people had the expectations of Cake here. Pulsechain launched, they bought it, and Pulsechain's been doing what it's doing, been going down. SEC, whatever you want to call it. Jump into 9inch, right? This is the Cake token of the 9inch exchange. This is the token where APRs are high right now, where you can earn a lot. This is where I was thinking there's no way these high APRs creating this much inflation, and I could keep printing BBC token, big bonus coin. Take a look at the price, 34 cents. It just went up to 72 and is corrected back down. At the beginning of April, it was like we talked about recently, beginning of April, look at this, 3 cents is the cake token. It's the incentive token. Now, what are we going to do here? We're going to look at the supply, right? They all have that same thing in common, inflationary. You can yield farm for it. Take a look at the yield farm percentages, right? As we look at the yield farm percentages, 9-inch in Pulse, 260% APR. 9-inch in DAI, 310% APR. It goes on. There's different pools for different tokens. Great. I've seen that before. This is all familiar. The opportunity I see here is, look at, this is how early we are. 18.8 million BBC with these high APRs, right? It's not near the amount of tokens that are out for incentive token by about 12 million tokens, and incentive tokens already gone up to $9. So although BBC went up to 72 cents, it hasn't had its big parabolic run yet, right? It hasn't had its big run yet. You look at the 1 year chart. Take a look here. We'll just set the 6 month. It hasn't had its big run yet, right? It started off just like ink, boom, down. Now it's going back up. 72 cents is not the top. I do not believe that. It had just the same thing we just looked at on ink, where it went up and it's been going down. And that has a lot to do with what's going on with Pulsechain, right? And the fact that, you know, people are yield farming and selling it. So, what does BBC have? Let's ask this question. It's the same concept as the original cake. Then there was ink token. Same farming APRs. Same opportunity to get in early is here now. Still, what is different? They're inflationary, right? They're tokens that we just keep printing. Well, I'll tell you. Some people don't even know. Go to 9inch.io. 9inch right now has a lot of volume and it's growing, right? It has growing volume, exchange volume. So it talks about here how 9inch is similar to the tokenomics of Pulsex, except no OA fees. It has buyback and burn tokens instead of an OA fee. So the 9inch token is deflationary, right? And is a DAO, and the DAO is used to vote which project to get high yield farming pools. Great. So it's a 2-token system. With BBC token, right? That's the reward token. It's the same thing right now. If you look at what's going on here. So 9inch has no mystery wallet fees. We just talked about the OA. Everything goes back into buying and burning 9inch and BBC tokens. So 9inch is the exchange token, BBC is the reward token. So 0.06% of trading fees buys and burns 9inch. Here's the big difference here, guys. This is pre-bull market. Volume is great right now. Volume is awesome and it's growing on 9inch. Pre-bull market. In a bull market, that volume, it will probably 5 to 10x. Because if people are going to be buying everything, and 9x Exchange is leading the pack right now, even ahead of Pulsex on all the upgrades and what its abilities at this point. 0.01% of the trading fees buys and burns BBC. BBC token in the past week with the buy and burn has been recently, and I don't know about right now at this given time, has been burning more than it's been inflationary. So it's been deflationary. That can change at any moment, though. But Cake Token didn't have this built-in mechanic here that, from what I understand, it's still, I don't believe, Ink Token. I have to go look back on Cake Token. I don't believe it did. So I don't want to lie and say if I'm 100% sure. But Ink right now, you just it's inflationary, and there's no burn mechanism. And that's the big difference, but it's still early on. Even if it didn't have that burn, it's still early on to perform well like Cake did. Ink still has time to perform. It went to 9. I think it can go higher again, because these went up in one big green candle event at the beginning and went down. And their supplies are very, very, very low compared to Cake. And where Cake's at today, at $2.5 with 1.6 billion tokens. So with BBC having that that burn mechanic, right, that we just saw with the trading fees, and that's keeping up with the inflation right now at this point, that's a beautiful recipe for going into the bull market where the trading fees are going to go crazy. People are going to be yield farming, and the token's not going to inflate at a very high percentage. So it's going to buy itself a lot of time to go parabolic and stay up. So my guess would be at some point, I would think and imagine and speculate that this could be like $15 to $20 token heading into the bull market when we start to feel Pulsechain starting to totally reverse, right? And that's going to be, or I think the same picture, the same story happened right before Bitcoin took off. And I was in Cake Token, right? And Bitcoin 3x'd. Cake Token, how many X's from 30 cents to $40? You do the math, right? Because they're low market cap tokens. $6.4 million market cap, right? Versus $90.6 million market cap with Ink. And then you can go look to see the market cap right now. It's crazy high on Pancake Swap. I mean, geez. Like, did I ever imagine this was going to be the case one day? No. But I did, within a 4 or 5 month period, make enough money to purchase my first home. And I'm thinking now, BBC is going to be where I'm going to have rental properties and a bigger home, you know? So that's why I'm banking some money on this right now. And I'm speculating big time, and I have big hopes. So we'll see. I think this is the opportunity of a lifetime with BBC token at these prices. Could it go lower? Yeah. I'll pick some more up. And that'd be great. Pre-bull market. We're not there yet. We're going to start soon, eventually. Don't get me wrong. But I'm very, very excited to see with the burn mechanics for the trading fees, to see the volume increase on 9inch and to burn more BBC. More people coming over to Pulsechain to buy things that are going parabolic in a bull run. That's when we're going to get the most users. We're not going to get the most users while things are bad. It's just not how it works. Things grow. More users came into BBC, not to BBC, into BNB chain, buying that smart chain, buying BNB token, buying Cake. More users came in because we went into a bull market. And that's what I'm trying to point out. History repeating itself. This right here is you and BBC and a unique token. Bitcoin takes off, we see these types of numbers. Bitcoin took off there, just like I just previously showed you, right before 2021 kicked off for the new year. Here, even in November, 15,000, boom, $61,000 within 5 months. 3x on Bitcoin. Took the altcoins to the moon. So that's what I'm drawing up for you today. It's exciting times. Don't forget to smash the like button. Food for thought. Till next time. Not financial advice. Yeah, dog.